All right, so here we have a simple Node.js project that we created using npm init, right? And it created for us this package.json file that declares all the dependencies, describes our project, right? And if there are any libraries that this project depends on, so that we can install it. So let's open this up with our favorite IDE. So let's head over to IntelliJ, and we're going to open that directory we just built. So we're going to webdev. There we go. And here's our Node.js server. We'll say OK. And in here we can see our package.json, and that's all there is, right? So in here, let's create our very first really simple hello world Node.js application, right? So maybe it will be just a simple, oh, not TypeScript, sorry. New JavaScript, and we'll call it just hello.js. So in hello.js, we can just type in just simple JavaScript commands. For instance, we can just say console log hello world. Right, we can save that, and back in our command line, we can see that now we have hello.js. And when you install Node.js, you get several commands. One of them is we've been using quite a bit, npm. But you also get a command called node. Node is an interpreter that if you give it a JavaScript file, it'll just run it here in the command line, and there it is. We have a hello world application, right? So that's all Node is. Node, the only thing Node is an interpreter that allows you to run JavaScript files from the command line, right? And one might say, well, why? What's so good about that? Well, I mean, because typically when we think about JavaScript, we think about code that is running on a browser, right? That is being downloaded from some server, right? And then is being executed inside of a browser. And that's most of JavaScript code is that way, right? But there are several things that have a limiting factor of what you could do with that JavaScript on a browser, right? We don't have access to the file system, right? We don't have access to data, right? We have to go back to the server using Ajax to retrieve data from that server. We have limited network connectivity, but we do have a user interface, right? We can manipulate the DOM, we can ask questions from the user, interact with the user, or respond to keyboard and mouse events. We can do quite a bit of things, right? Whereas in Node on the server, right, running on the desktop, we have like the complement of what we can do on the browser, right? On a machine running on the command line, right, we have access to the file system, we have access to databases, we have unfettered access to the network. We're not limited by the security policies of a browser. Nevertheless, right, we also have limitations. We don't have a user interface, right? We don't have access to the keyboard and the mouse. We can't pop up an alert. Or none of that, right? So together, right, the JavaScript running on a browser, communicating with a Node.js JavaScript running on a server, it really creates a nice symbiotic, complementary stack, right? That really works really well. Okay, so we're going to be spending some time writing JavaScript applications, right, running here on the desktop. Okay, so let's do that.